just released rules. Up to 150 dairy managers will be allowed into the country, along with up to 50 dairy assistants and up to 50 veterinarians. And making the announcement, Agriculture Minister Damien O'Connor acknowledges the sector is facing workforce pressures and says the exceptions will go a long way towards relieving those pressures. But do they go far enough? Joining us with his paddock-level view of the situation is Ben Diarth from immigration law and recruitment firm The Regions. Morena, good to have you back. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you for having me back.
No, absolutely our pleasure. Ben, so what do you make? What do you make of this morning's announcement?
It's a very good acknowledgement of the problem. We talked a couple of weeks ago and the problem was not being acknowledged. We see this more as a 5 to 10 year conversation. The border relief now is going to relieve some pressure, and this pressure is absolutely off the charts. However, this is a 5 to 10 year conversation about how we staff our dairy farms and populate our rural communities. So welcome back to those that have been stuck abroad. Welcome to New Zealand to a few newbies, and let's keep this conversation rolling. But thank you to the politicians that have listened, both in government and opposition. It did take a little bit of creative communication to get people to listen, but no, on the whole, it is appreciated. But this is a 5 to 10 year conversation, not a 20-minute conversation, and it's not limited to this calving.
Yeah, I find it very interesting, Ben, that you say it's a good acknowledgement, but the conversation has to continue. And the reason it has to continue is because of the effects that, this is having on the dairy industry. So remind us again of the challenges that the industry is facing when it comes to the workforce, or lack of, and the impacts that it is having.
Oh, flip. So at this change of dairy season, we knew of about 15 contract and share milkers. These are 30 to 40-year-old rough age bracket Kiwi farming families. They've left the industry as a direct result of staffing problems. The issues we talked about when we chatted a couple of weeks ago, there's real animal welfare and environmental and health and safety challenges. You've basically got two aspects of the law, or 3 or 4 aspects of the law, having head-on collisions. In one sense, farmers are told to make all of these environmental changes, and hey, farmers are on board with environmental changes that are needed. We all acknowledge that these are needed. Don't then tell us to do that with no staff and no sleep. So this is an acknowledgement of hopefully getting policy aligned so that we can make the changes that we want to make, have a bit of sleep, not have on-farm accidents that are unnecessary because people are sleep deprived and stressed, not have broken families or young up-and-coming people that are going to own farms one day just walking from the industry because they've had a guts full of no staff. And as we look to get these people back to New Zealand, touch wood, we get some wives and some children, or husbands and some children, the partners, because these communities need these people. We've got rural schools whose roles are under pressure, and I think 90-something% of positive net migration in the last 20 years, it's gone to the 4 major North Island centres. So we need people in rural New Zealand. We're acknowledging, hey, we're going to attract some school leavers, we're going to attract some career changes. It's a puzzle solution where positive net migration is part of the puzzle. And to Damien O'Connor, thank you for this, but let's keep this conversation running the next 5 to 10 years, and we need to build on this. It's not simply a snap the fingers.
Yeah.
You will have also seen there's about 10,000... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, Ben. Go for it. This is your moment.
There's about... Cheers. There's about 10,000 skilled seasonal workers who were historically working holiday visas. So they've been in New Zealand pre-pandemic. They're also getting a free visa rollover. This is also another great acknowledgement from the government that we've got historically low unemployment. We need to retain these 10,000 people here who have been on seasonal employment visas. They're now all getting open work rights. On behalf of the dairy sector, you 10,000 people, we'd love to see you in regional New Zealand. We'd love to see you try milking cows and joining our communities. We've got jobs for you. for the rest of your working lives, if you want to make a go of it in rural New Zealand, all of our jobs come with houses, incredibly committed employers who've had a really, really tough run. So for everyone getting the extension on the seasonal visas, the old working holiday visas, we'd love to see you coming and trying dairy farming. We need you, as well as we need these extra 200 people that we're now going to be able to get across the border, and a bit of MIQ bed allotment for the sector. Yeah, so that's our view of where things need to go. And
Ben, I'm coming. I'm coming now. I'm leaving this. This TV business is done. You've sold the rural sector to me. I'm gone, Jenny May. You've got it from here. I'm off. What a pitch.
Yeah.
We've got one less vacancy. Victory.
Love it. Hey, Ben, we gave you a moment and you took it. It's a pleasure, as always, to have you on the show. And yes, as you say, this announcement is an acknowledgement, but there is still a long way to go. So we appreciate your voice within this conversation this morning, Ben Diath, from immigration law and recruitment firm The Regions. Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
It's 7:28.